What's up, everybody? Welcome back to It's in the Blood. And Championship Sunday is upon us. I can't believe we've made it this far into the season, but here we are, and it's just like, it's a little bittersweet. I'm very happy of where we're at, with our teams, but I'm very sad that we've got 3 weeks left of football.
Damn, I can't believe it. This last month and a half has absolutely blown by. We've had so much fun. We've met so many new people, and I just can't wait for it to continue. Hey,
the off season is going to be a fun one, and we're not going to get too far into off season things today because we've got one goal in mind. But everybody that's in the chat tonight, thanks for spending part of your Friday night with us. We appreciate you so very much. And it's nice to see everybody come back and say hey to us every day. I thought I had some form of announcement or something to give you guys, but it's like slipping my brain.
Well, there's lots of good things that have happened.
No, there was something specific, but also I just wanted to acknowledge this one comment in the chat, and Tim said, will it be Shane or Alex? Well, we were running behind, so that's how you know it's both of us.
Tim, thank you, my brother. You have that activated, so I don't even, dude, you're my hero.
Shout out to Tim from Alley Cat Treasures. Thank you so much for being the first. And, I have no words, honestly, this year. Big shout out. That is one announcement to look forward to this week. We'll have a video coming out someday during the week. I cannot give you a promise because life happens and we've got a busy weekend ahead of us, but we will have a giveaway announcement video coming out this week. So make sure if you don't have the bell on the channel to be sure to do so. We've got some cool stuff coming in. We got some cool stuff to give away. But I don't want anybody that spends their day with us to miss out on the opportunity to win anything that we have to give out for you guys, because we want to show just as much support as you do to us.
Yeah, I mean, the Super Bowl giveaway, were you going to talk about it at all, the one you have planned for that?
That's what I just did.
I didn't know that you were going to – I didn't know if you were going to say the items or not.
No, that's what the point of the video's for.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we'll hold off. I get excited about all that stuff because we've had some stuff that we've been planning to give away that we've been holding on to for a long time.
The Lombardi Trophy giveaway, yeah, that is the same day probably.
Oh my gosh, I'm just so excited for for Sunday, win, lose or draw. However, both of these games turn out, for our channel, we couldn't have had a more fitting end to one of our two teams' run than what we had this coming weekend. I think they both earned what they got. I think that's going to be a great game on Sunday, and we'll see how it turns out.
Also, Epic Media 7 is our friend Chris Bage. I know you don't know that, but he's been on YouTube for quite some years, and I've watched him do all kinds of crazy stuff, eat some crazy stuff, and just have a good time. I don't know if any of that content is on that channel specifically, but he's not usually on the YouTube side, but thanks for joining us tonight, Chris. There is no Facebook Live. We've kind of stopped streaming through Facebook, and it's more of just a platform for updates and stuff. But thanks for coming in here. I do definitely appreciate it. What's up, Peyton? Kitty 1734 1K. That is Sam. I don't think you've met her yet. Or him. Sorry if you're a him, but I assumed you were a girl. But Peyton's in here. Matthew, Tim.
Bagels.
I saw Candace say hello. Kathy was the first one in here. Nathan's eating some Cinnamon Toast Crunch. We're all going to have a good time tonight. Also, Metal Detecting with Randy. Thanks for coming in here with us.
Yeah, I'm so pumped up to talk about this game or these two games this weekend. I'm in coin flip mode, but I've gotten my brain around just about every aspect of it. How did you prepare your observations to come up with your conclusions about this first game on Sunday?
Well, I just want to say, because this is inevitably it. We talk about these things on here to give our opinions, our picks, our pick predictions, and obviously just to preview the games. But this is also deep down just a competition between me and you, and it always has been. And I'm still riding on the high that I went 4 for 4 last week, and every YouTuber that I watched missed most of the 4 games last week. So, and I know that you did not, and I'm just living on that high right now.
Yeah, I gotta say, for your playoff picks, if it wasn't for your stubbornness against Philadelphia, you would be perfect thus far, and that's saying a lot, because I listened to some of the top analysts on the NFL Network on the NFL radio show, and every single last one of them went 0 for 4 last week. Heck, I'm pretty happy going 3-1. I thought that was pretty solid in here, not on my picks for the thing. I tried to scam a catch up by picking Buffalo. I thought it might give me a chance to catch up if they was this week one out. But 3-1 in here, I'm going to take that. And we got 3 more games to go, and I'm just.
I just have this feeling. I have this feeling deep down. I'm going 3 for 3 for the rest of the year. And we'll get to what our picks are. But back to what you asked. No, Kathy, I have not eaten. That's what I'm planning on doing after tonight. Dad, you are way out of focus. I don't know if it's me or if it's you, but you're just like pixelated.
On the StreamYard side, I'm good, but I think it's because my internet's acting whack.
I think on the StreamYard side, you're looking a little rough for me. Everybody in the chat, how does Dad look right now? Okay, you're getting a little bit better. I don't know what's going on with you. I don't know.
It's my internet, I think. I honestly do. Hold on a second. Let's see. I'll try something real fast.
Whoa. He said, little pixel, it's blurry. He looks fine. Okay, so we've got more looking fine. You look perfect right now, so whatever you're at, just keep it there. Okay, so now I've saying blurry. I don't know. I think you're good. I think you're good. But you asked, how I kind of started my thought process for this weekend. And honestly, my favorite way to kind of start any kind of picks and predictions, and I use this a lot when we made our preseason predictions, because it was really hard doing that because we had no idea what any of these teams would look like. Like, who was going to predict that Pittsburgh was going to beat Buffalo in week 1? Like, even week 1 was hard. But I often use history based on the 2 teams that are meeting, like in this instance, the Rams and Niners, and then Chiefs and Bengals. And then I also use the history of how, say we're talking about the Chiefs, well, how they play against the AFC North as a whole, like the whole division. And so I kind of start there, and then I kind of dig deeper. With the NFC side, it's a little bit different. They are division rivals, and I feel like that throws everything out of whack. But I just feel like you gotta like kind of dig into the history and kind of take a history lesson learning about these teams. Not only what now, but over the years, how they trend, how they don't trend. Like there's a lot of facts. Like when we were talking about last week, I really sided with the fact that Aaron Rodgers was 0-3 against the Niners in the playoffs. I use history it's not that's not why I picked them 100%. But, that's where I start my thinking process, I guess I should say.
Yeah, I got a lot of things. My main three things is not so much history, but I like to go offense, defense, and special teams. I look at how all three phases, how they're playing all three phases, and and where they're weak against the other team's strengths. I kind of look at it more from just an individual game standpoint. So that's probably why you and I differ quite a bit, but our differences sometimes bring us back together, and it's kind of creepy sometimes how we end up in the same place sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. I love hearing everybody. That's why I watch so many other content creators, because I like to know what they think. I like to know how they think. And usually if they make a video talking about it, they explain why they say or think the way they do. And so I love picking apart other people's brains, and that's why I like doing this channel. Like I wouldn't have so much fun picking all these games if it was just me, and I have you to sit here and talk to with me. But let's go ahead and jump right into the first game, which is the biggest game for us, but this is kind of a big deal for both of these teams, and I'll kind of give a little start off. This is Joe Burrow is the first player that was drafted first overall to get to a conference championship within their first 2 years, and Patrick Mahomes is the first quarterback to host 4 AFC championships, or at least be in them before the age of 27. He's 26 years old. So there is a lot of history to be made before this game's even played. And so obviously these guys are studs. If you line their stats up, they don't even differ that much this season. And look, I know that Mahomes had a slow start with the turnovers, and Burrow was coming off the injury. We didn't know how they looked. The first 3 weeks, they played the most reserved Joe Burrow you could ever see. I actually hated watching them play because I knew this wasn't them. They won some games, but it wasn't them. Yeah, I think either team that wins this is masterful in their own. And this is the kind of history that I'm going to take on this. Look, Patrick Mahomes was very young in his first AFC Championship appearance, and he did lose. It was a very heartbreaking loss, just like they did to Buffalo last week. It was the same feel, same stadium, the exact same way they lost. And then now Joe Burrow, this is their first time. And so kind of talk me through your thoughts, adding on to that a little bit.
Well, I've listened to everybody all week long, and I almost wish that they just wouldn't be so definitive on their pick, because everybody has really, and as far as the analyst media goes, they have all sided 100% towards Kansas City. And then you get the few in there that talk about the things, the other parts about that whole thing. The one thing that I watched last week with Kansas City that doesn't make me 100% side with them right away is the fact that Gabriel Davis ripped that secondary apart. And just like Jamar Chase did a couple weeks before, if they don't come up with an answer for that, this game is going to be just like that Buffalo game. It's going to come down to who has the ball last.
There was a lot of confusion about that because Stephon Diggs is their guy, right? Stephon Diggs is their guy. And if you watch the beginning of the season, Emmanuel Sanders, when they took Stephon Diggs away, was their guy. Both of those guys shined all across, their numbers in general. And so, they did a good job this time around facing Buffalo, taking Stephon Diggs away. And so I was confident in that. But Gabriel Davis wanted that win, I think, more than anybody in the world. Like,
Well,
I get it. So, you saying that you hear all these analysts, these reporters riding with Kansas City. I hear all these analysts and reporters talking about how Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals are way better than the Kansas City Chiefs ever dreamed of being.
yeah, and
That's what I'm hearing. I hear the 20 years of Tom Brady with the Patriots slander, but about the Chiefs and all hail the Bengals on TV. That's all I'm hearing.
Wow, I guess we're listening to different stuff because I listen to NFL on the radio on 88 for Sirius XM. Those guys are all former executives, head coaches, and they're all riding pretty high. But when you get down to it, these teams are very equal in most phases of the game. They all have the ability to run the ball. They both have the ability to pass at a high level and make big plays. Their special teams are sound. They both have great kicking games. They both have what I consider adequate defenses, meaning that there's some days their defense can play great. Most of the time they're playing bend, don't break defense. Both teams are the same. But here's the problem.
There was something I wanted to add to because of the comment in the chat. Matthew said, is Matthew playing? He's been practicing with a helmet on, so he's listed as questionable, but all signs point to yes for me. Seeing a guy in concussion protocol, getting out there and doing what he does. But the thing, that was something I wanted to bring out about that Buffalo game. Tyrann Mathieu went out in the first 5 minutes of that game. And him being back, I feel like makes a huge difference.
Well, your safeties do make a big difference when you're playing a team that can go over the top.
I mean, look, a lot of people dog on Tyrann Mathieu and say he's not good. And maybe he doesn't perform up to the standard people like, but he's definitely the smartest person on the Kansas City defense.
Pretty close.
Yeah, he knows what play is going to happen. Whether he can personally stop it or not, he knows as soon as they line up what's going to happen almost every time.
Yeah, I'm mentally prepared for the shootout. I really feel like that. I feel like unless these defenses come in with a different plan, unless they do something different, drastically different, but they both don't really seem to change the way they play. They just go out there and play the same defense and dare you to try to beat it.
My favorite part about this is these two teams just met just a few weeks ago. And, obviously this is a house channel divided game. Last time around, it really wasn't. I was optimistic and whatever happened, happened. I was upset that the Chiefs lost. But, at that point in time, whatever happened, happened. This game is much different to me. The Bengals have had an incredible year. They could have lost last week. They could have lost against the Raiders, and I still would have been happy. So I'm going to continue to, ride with my boys. But I think this time around defensively is going to look different for the Chiefs because they have very recent tape of Jamar Chase burning them in every aspect they can possibly burn them. Very recent tape of them screwing up. And so, if it came down to any coach, depending on one game to change everything, I would always ride with Big Red, man. If it comes down to a coaching battle, Zach Taylor does not have a chance. Andy Reid is smarter than him by a million steps. And that comes with age, of course, age. But he is the only coach to ever take two teams to 4 consecutive championships. He's the only coach to do it. No Bill Belichick, no Sean Payton, none of these good coaches you hear. I would put my faith in him any day of the week. So I really think the fact, they just played each other is going to, it'll help both teams. I really do. Joe Burrow is a quick learner. He's a smart quarterback. He is way smarter than his coach is. I really, really think that this is just going to come down to who turns the ball over first. And look, I said that against Buffalo, and it never happened, okay? It never happened. But I feel like Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals are getting there. and they are fantastic. But I watched them get brutally destroyed by the Tennessee Titans defensive line. If they make no adjustments to that offensive line, I just don't think Burrow has enough time. He's very smart inside the pocket because that's where he excels. But look at just last week against the Bills when they try to get their hands on Mahomes, how many times he evaded the pressure, how many big plays he made by buying 3 more seconds. I still think the Chiefs are mad at the Bengals over that game. Like, they're mad they gave up 260 yards to Chase. They're mad they gave up 2 touchdowns to a rookie wide receiver and got completely destroyed by him. But I just feel like they're more motivated than ever. And I'm not saying Cincinnati's not. I feel like there's a lot of motivation in this. You know, they broke a 31-year playoff drought. They won their first road playoff game in franchise history this last week. So they're motivated. But, like, I feel like the Chiefs are playing for revenge. And the Bengals are playing based on they're putting their Tiger King on their back. And they want to do whatever to make him. They want him to have a ring. I feel like deep down, all 52 other guys on that roster want that ring for Burrow, not for themselves.
Yeah, I understand. I got exactly where you're coming from, and you know what? The logical part of my brain, when we're done here today, I'm going to go ahead and say that I think Kansas City is going to win the game. I really think that they're going to win the game. There's a couple things that I learned this week that really tweaked my brain a little bit. And Joe Burrow had the opportunity to bring an extra tight end in and put up an extra offensive lineman to block that 6th man every time. And he chose to call the play.
He chose not to. Yeah.
He chose to let one guy come unevaded and take his chances having one less secondary guy. Those were choices that he made. I know that they had radio control problems. I was really shocked about that because as a head coach right there, I would have brought in the second tight end and I would have protected and let my 3 wideouts go and then try to make a play with them 3 guys. I wouldn't have let him take hits. Those are choices that he made. The other thing that really bothers me about Kansas City's defense is that other than the guys that you would expect, Chris Jones hasn't hit a quarterback in 2 weeks. That makes me nervous for their defense. I really think the game's going to elevate. It's going to be high scoring. I think Burrow's going to have more time in this game than he did against Tennessee. And honestly, I think the home field advantage is where it's really got me bent. I
did see where Cincinnati is running all of their practices with simulated crowd noise going the entire time. And I just don't think that's enough. Like, I just don't think they understand how loud that place is. And I know Joe Burrow had to come out and say, well, I played in an SEC stadium, so it doesn't matter. Look, I get it. But that college team was the most perfect team he could ever be on.
Well, you know, the 110 decibels that they're going to hear in Arrowhead is deafening. You know, and they've got a lot of things to overcome as a young team. I think they just need to survive and stay close to have a chance. I really think that Kansas City has the better opportunity to win this game and go to the Super Bowl, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's closer or if it comes down to the wire. When we go do our final picks, I'm picking my Kitties, but I think they've got a tall task. I think about a 4-point spread is about fair.
Well, it's sitting at 7. It opened at 7. It's still at 7. It hasn't moved. The over-under started a little lower, but moved up to 54.5. And if you are a sports bettor, I will take that 54.5 over all day, every day. We saw what happened with Buffalo. I think either team is capable of putting up 50 points in this game. Like, either team is capable of winning this game. And look, full disclaimer, whoever wins this game is winning the Super Bowl. If the Bengals can beat the Chiefs, who are, in my opinion, their biggest competitors, they've overcame everything, and it doesn't matter who's waiting on the other side. It does not matter who's waiting in Los Angeles. they will win. If Kansas City comes back, they got a 50-50 chance. Like if they play the 49ers, they know how to beat the 49ers. It's the same team as when they played in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. It's the same team. There's just a new running back. It's not Raheem Mostert. It's Elijah Mitchell. And if they play the Rams, this is where it'll be the game of the year, in my opinion. Like, other than that Buffalo game, no game will ever be better than that game, in my opinion. But that one will be another Buffalo, Kansas City shootout bloodbath, and whoever protects the ball wins. Look, the AFC is winning the Super Bowl this year. You guys can clip that. You can hold me to it. I don't care which side on the NFC is or which team's representing it. The AFC will win the Super Bowl this year.
The other part of that whole deal that makes me nervous about Cincinnati, the other thing that really choked me back a little bit is in the 2 playoff games of the red zone possessions that they've had, 12 red zone possessions, they only have 3 touchdowns. They can't afford to kick field goals this weekend.
All I'm saying is, do you think Joe Burrow can have a full 2-minute drive in 13 seconds? That's the real question.
Well, they did 20 to get a field goal.
That's not what I said. I said 13.
No, I don't know. I don't know if your defense is going to play that lackluster, then yeah, for sure. I think both are capable. Those were 2 gimme plays with timeouts for sure. They both could have done that.
Yeah, but the problem I have is I hope Cincinnati really watched that game to see how important their timeouts are and how much they can't screw around in the in the third quarter. Like, you can't screw around and let the crowd noise get to you so you can't hear, so you got to call 2 of your timeouts in the third quarter. That game really showed the importance. And the Kansas City, they live there. They know that already. But that crowd noise doesn't bother them.
Yeah, I'm telling you that the noise is going to be something. If they don't have to waste their timeouts on delay game penalties, because that's
what I'm saying, is if they can save their timeouts, I think that's very, very important for both of these teams. So, Kansas City was the home team last week, and look how important that was for them to even try to get to overtime. So I think the biggest 2 factors for Cincinnati to win this game is making sure, no matter what, Joe Burrow does not get sacked 9 times. Like, you can't get sacked 9 times and expect to win every game. They got lucky that Ryan Tannehill looked like Josh Rosen. And they got lucky because of that. Because that turnover that they called on Joe Burrow, that was not an interception, that could have iced their game. They got lucky. They were playing against a doo-doo quarterback. Yeah. Now you're going to go up against the top 3 quarterback, and you've done it once. You can do it again, but will you be able to in their house? You did it at home. They're a good road team this year, but can you do it in Arrowhead? Like, I feel like that is an ultimate test. There's like a few stadiums you can say that, but can you win in Arrowhead?
Yeah, it's time to find out. I mean, I really feel like I feel like the Buffalo game should have been the AFC Championship, honestly.
No, deep down, yeah, that would have been one for the ages if they. Yeah, I mean, it's still going to be, but it should have been the AFC Championship. As much as this is the outcome I wanted, 100%. Now, listen, I heard somebody say this the other day when I was watching a video, and it made me laugh so hard. But after the Bengals defeated the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes told Joe Burrow, "I'll see you in the playoffs." So that makes him a man of his word.
Dude,
and that meant, I can't wait to kick your ass in the playoffs.
I'm super excited to see it.
Dude, no, that's the kind of mentality. These 2 dudes have the most game-on mentality in the league. And then I will put Josh Allen right there because that dude he did literally everything he could. I bet he personally beat the crap out of every single member of his defense when they got to the locker room because he played lights out. He played a perfect game almost. And that's why that game was so heartbreaking for the Bills. And I get it. If I would have lost that game, I would have felt the same way.
Oh yeah, for sure. Hey, you know what? We've pretty much beat this one like a dead horse. I'm pretty sure we've got it figured out. I'm gonna go ahead and stick to my guns and pick the Kitties, even though I think the Chiefs are probably going to win. That's okay. I'm good with either result. I'm real interested in what you think about San Francisco and the Rams, considering the 49ers have had their number for the last 6 meetings.
Final score: Chiefs by 50.
Shit. I don't see that happening.
The Chiefs will cover the spread.
There you go.
Which means Chiefs by 50. But yeah, this matchup, San Francisco, the only wild card team, to make it past the first round, let alone make it to the championship. I saw this just reminded me of something in the last 18 seasons. Let me pull up the image so I make sure I don't say this wrong. Yes, in the last 18 Super Bowls, they have contained either Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, or the San Francisco 49ers. They are always there. I know where you're going with this pick, and I know we're picking completely different this week. I just know. But Jimmy's inevitable, dude. Everyone hates him. He's not a star. He's not an elite quarterback. He's very Ryan Tannehill-esque. But at the end of the day, he's still winning. He's still winning. Look, was that game against Green Bay for them pretty? No. They had -7 yards in the first half. It's just like the stat. Joe Burrow got sacked 9 times and they won. San Francisco had -7 offensive yards in the first half and won. Their defense plays lights out. Deebo Samuel wrecks the Rams. It's just a fact. He does it. Kyle Shanahan has had Sean McVay's number. Look, that's regular season. This is playoff. And most of the time I would go against the grain on that. But I've been telling you since, we made our wild card weekend predictions. Something is so special about that Niners team. I just think that they're inevitable, and I don't know why. Look, I have not figured out this team. When they started out the season 3-4, just like the Chiefs did, I didn't understand them. When they went on a hot streak, I didn't understand them. When they won whoever they played in the first week of the playoffs, I can't even remember. The Cowboys. Did they have any business winning that game? No, not really. Did they have any business going to Lambeau and winning that game? No, not really. But Jimmy G and this 49ers team, which is the craziest team in the NFL right now, are inevitable. I can't argue with the facts anymore that they find ways to win. And it may not be pretty, but look at Green Bay's entire season. They're they're the best team in the league. That might be true. But almost every game they played this year was grinded out to the last minute. Even against the Niners in the regular season, they had 43 seconds left, had to drive down and get a field goal to beat them. I just feel like they are inevitable. I can't even, this is the game. I have so much thoughts about the other one because I can sit and rattle stats about both of these teams, about both of these quarterbacks, these defenses, these offenses, these coaches. I can go on. But this Niners. So the Rams, they're supposed to win the Super Bowl. Look what they went out and did. They went and got OBJ for the rest of the year. They went and got Von Miller. They've got Aaron Donald. They got Jalen Ramsey. Their defense is elite. They went and got Matthew Stafford. They lost one wide receiver, but they replaced him with OBJ. They've got the best ranked wide receiver in the league other than Devontae Adams and Cooper Kupp. They've got Sony Michel, who's had a good year. They got Cam Akers back and healthy, who is an elite back when healthy. And, they've got the other guy, which I don't even think the other guy's playing, Henderson. I don't even know because I haven't seen him in 3 weeks. But something about this team, they're meant to win the Super Bowl this year. If any team other than Green Bay, the Rams were meant to go all the way. And I just think, look, what they fumbled 4 times. They scraped by Tampa Bay. They blew them out and then almost lost. They're a one-half team, and I can't figure out why. Everything about them just makes me nervous, and everything about the 49ers makes me unsure about everything I've ever thought about football.
Gotcha. And I agree with a lot of what you just said there, but inevitably I can't see the Rams blowing another opportunity here. Matthew Stafford just has played a lot better. Of all those 4 turnovers last week, none of them were his. Which is
Cam Akers fumbling on inside the opponent red zone, things like that.
The center
that happens.
For no reason, giving Tampa Bay 30 yards. There was a lot of bad stuff that happened in that game. And I really think that San Francisco's got a pretty good defense. But
Van Jefferson, that's the guy who tore his ACL.
Oh, I like him.
Or no,
Robert
Woods. One of them. No, Van Jefferson is healthy.
Yeah.
Robert Woods tore his ACL.
The thing, what I'm going to do is that we're going to go back to the thing that says defense wins Super Bowls. And I think this Rams defense is set to win. And I think Jimmy G, as good as he has played, he hasn't played that well. And I feel like he's going to come down to the end and be the one that tries to give it away.
I want to back your defense wins championships. And I've been saying that for so long. But I think we're getting into a switch in the NFL again. Because I said whoever won the Chiefs and Bills game was winning the Super Bowl. That's deep down how I felt. And there was not really any defense in that game.
Yeah, you got to think the Bills had the number 1 pass defense in the NFL going into that game. And then
they had the number 1 overall defense.
346 yards. They got 170 yards on the ground.
The Chiefs are not a rushing team. They're ranked 24th in rushing or something crazy.
That's nuts. That's what playoff football does. Playoff football changes things inevitably. So
if I could actually say defense wins championships and this season mean it, it's Rams all the way. They've got the best defense. I don't know, 49ers defense is pretty elite, but it's so hard. You've got to admit something's been irking at you about that Niners team that you can't figure out.
It drives me nuts. I've been thinking about trying to figure out how they win football games because by watching them, I can't tell you how they win a game.
Their defense is elite. It is. It's an elite defense, and they've got all the right pieces on offense. Other than Jimmy G, it has question marks by him every single time I bring his name up. But they don't work together half the time. They don't work at all first half of games sometimes. Now, look, they're going to be going from a climate change from Green Bay to Los Angeles. So they're going to be feeling a lot nicer. So I think their offense will be more alive this game.
Yeah, I don't think you're ever going to replicate that 85 Bears team, Brian, ever. Because here was a good one that I bet you didn't get. Officiating crews in the 2 championship games. The crew officiating the AFC is the lowest penalty flags per game of any officiating crew in the NFL. They throw less.
Yeah, that's who did the Buffalo Chiefs game.
That's who's doing this one. And then the crew on the NFC side throws the most penalty flags in the NFL. So that's what you've got on both sides of the ball. Let's see how that plays out Sunday because, we haven't even talked about dumb penalty calls.
Well, if we want to talk about officiating, then the Rams are obviously going to the Super Bowl because we saw how that goes. I'm never going to let that go.
I got it, but, that was what, 2017, 2018?
19.
But, yeah, that's amazing, though. We got the least penalty-ridden officiating crew in the AFC and the most in the NFC, and they're considered 2 of the best referees in the game. I really want to see how the penalty flags really kind of fly out in those games. I hope they let them play a little bit on defense. That makes me feel better when you can go out there and actually play, Not I have to worry about getting penalized.
Oh, I'm right there with you. Like, I love it. I mean, if it's something bad, it needs to be called. I don't care whose team it is. But
go ahead.
I enjoy the fact of just letting them play on.
So where are we at? I mean, I've got to pick my Bengals and Rams. That's exactly where I'm going, just because the Rams were my preseason pick for the NFC for sure. I lost out on the AFC because I think I picked Buffalo in the AFC. I know it was down to Buffalo and Kansas City, and I went Buffalo. So I'm definitely picking Rams. I got to pick my Bengals because even though I think Kansas City has the best opportunity to win.
Also, Chris, yeah, thanks for coming in here with us, man. We definitely do appreciate it. And anytime you want to come by, you're more than welcome. We will be having a Q&A next Saturday night if you want to come in about this time and hang out with us, because that should be a good one. Also, Brian Smith, thanks for coming in here also. It's been nice seeing your comments. I know that we have not been super comment-oriented today, but I wanted to make sure everything we got out was coming out because we're good at getting distracted.
Yeah, for sure.
But, yeah, he says Niners D is good, not dominant or unbeatable. Look, that's true, but they just keep winning. Like, they started off the season riddled and injured and looking like they had no chance at a playoff run because of how well the rest of the division started. And then they turned their season around and they finished 10-7. I know it's hard to beat the same team 3 times in a year, but, last year when they were bad because everybody was injured, Kyle Shanahan coached Nick Mullins and beat, the Rams in the regular season. Shanahan is, I'm not even going to say underrated because, I just feel like people know who he is. People respect him. But I don't think he's an elite coach. And I think Sean McVay could easily be up in the elite coaching staff if he can win this game.
That's the thing. When you look at the end of the day, of the 4 teams that are left, Andy Reid has seen and done it all. He's definitely sitting in the catbird seat as far as coaches go. Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan, I think they're both they're pretty good with player management, building rosters, and making them all play well. So those 2 guys I feel are pretty equal. And Zach Taylor, I still think is sitting down at the bottom of the well with an elite quarterback that just knows how to win. So
yeah, I mean, Zach Taylor is definitely the weakest link in head coaches left in the playoffs, or even to be in the playoffs at all this year. I almost want to put Sirianni above him, and Rich, who was an interim mid-season addition to being a head coach. I want to put all those guys above Zach. I think Joe Burrow is just that smart.
I agree. And I feel like they got a pretty good set of linebackers that's really helped them this season. When both of their linebackers have been healthy, they've played a lot better. But yeah,
let's see if I can find the prop bet, Chris. I don't know if I can find it, but I'm gonna try.
Hey, and just a little bit of while she's looking, a little bit of news for tomorrow. I'll be in here at 2:25 tomorrow for the Indiana at Maryland game. And good news for all you Hoosier fans, Rob Fennessy's injury it's not a torn ACL. It is something that's a day-to-day thing. I can't remember the name of it. I texted it, but I can't remember what it's called. Hold on, I'll tell you. But it's I guess it's something that they must have known about. They had to have plantar fasciitis, and it's something to do with the heel and the bones. I'm not really sure how it works. So Rob Fennessy is not going to be lost for the season. We'll be in here fired up tomorrow afternoon and going strong for that basketball game. I'm really looking forward to that. And Mary, just to answer that question, she does. Her phone, even in the off season, her phone just she'll text me at 3 a.m. saying, hey, I just got this tweet from, Adam Schefter, and such is, going to be playing somewhere else. Yeah, Michael Durr. That, Chris, I'm going to say really fast, Mike Woodson's post-game press conference let me know a lot about why he's playing guys the way that he is. Christian Lander has some kind of a leg issue. He doesn't know if he has the strength to go, and Michael Durr must have picked him off in a bad way because he is not getting to play. But yeah, I got it. Yeah, for sure.
So I can find tackles, solo tackles and assisted tackles, but I can't find sacks. Because I was very curious about that prop bet as well. And I'm on DraftKings, so I know it could be different on others like FanDuel or, any of the other sports betting sites. But I can't seem. Let me see if I can. Yeah, I can only find tackles and assists. I wish there were sacks. I feel like sacks are an important stat.
There is a stack prop in they were talking about it today.
Not in DraftKings.
I know that on the Vegas line there was because the sack number for Burrow with the over and under was 3.
Well, that was his answer, or his question. He was asking what the over/under prop bet was.
Oh, Burrow's was 3, Mahomes was 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say they at least they had to have given Mahomes 1 or 2 at least. He runs around a lot, but he does get caught from time to time. And DJ Reader is a monster.
And he's better against the run than sacking, but he just doesn't let anybody get by him. I agree, Chris, wholeheartedly, buddy.
Rams and Packers. Well, Rams and Packers can't both be in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you only get one of them, too, because the only one of them was left. The Packers got sent home packing. Did you hear that?
Be sure to like the stream. Helps him get new viewers. Oh, thanks, Chris, if you're still in here. And also, Chris said he had a new stream page. And if you are in here, I did go and follow your new page. And Shink, sorry that I missed saying hello when you got in here. It's good to see you, man. I'm glad you were able to make it. I'm gonna, we can talk about it a lot more on our Q&A, but, everything that Zompocalypse, Brian, Shinks, whatever you want to call him, he's got a lot of good stuff in the works, and either tomorrow night or Monday night, I'm going to be, if you're free, meeting him on here to talk about some stuff.
I should be around.
No one make me laugh, please. I heard Dak Prescott is a clown.
No, for sure. So are you siding with the 49ers Sunday?
I am siding with the 49ers, and I'm not changing my picks. I put my picks the second I have them uploaded, which everybody in here that is in our playoff pick'ems, you still have till the Bengals-Chiefs game kicks off to submit them, but the championship games are loaded on there for you to make your picks. I will check real quick to see if anybody that is in the chat currently and has not made them.
I haven't. I waited this week.
Let's see. Dave, Rick, Philip, AZ, if you're still in here, AZ Mort. There's a couple of you. I just want everybody to know that I'm currently in first place.
Yeah, you know what? Anybody that went 4-0 last week deserves to be in first place. And we had one other person go 4-0 last week too. Who might that have been?
Shelby. And I didn't help her. I did not help her one bit. She submitted her own picks. But Prescott will be the best quarterback. I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback, but he's been in the league for 5 years, and to not know to hand the ball to the ref and hand it to your center instead, it's your own fault, man. I like that prop bet from Mixon, if that's the number, because I think to avoid another 9-sack day, he's going to have to check down more. I think so, too. The quick screens, the checkdowns, things like that to get the ball out of his hands quickly, I feel like are a must for Burrow. I know he wants the big plays. I know he wants to hit Chase down. Look, either way, you saw what Chase did against the Chiefs. You threw a 5-yard pass to him, and he took it 70 yards to the house. So, it's still possible to get your big plays, get your stat line up, Mr. Burrow. He said, please save me. Yeah, but I don't think Dak Prescott's a bad quarterback. At the end of the day, somehow I feel like I still have to say he's got maturing to do, but I think it has to do with you throwing all of your team's money into 3 players. That kind of hurts your quarterback's growth instead of spreading the love a little bit and, balancing your team out a little bit. Now, so with everything, kind of a little update for our channel. Like I said at the beginning, I know some of you guys were not in here. Someday this week, whether it be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it will be before Saturday. And I know that's horrible. That's not a good schedule, but I'll post on the community tab as soon as we have an answer. We will have a video released with all the details for our 100K subscriber giveaway. And, there's a couple things we're going to do with that, but it will have all the things, the rules for the giveaway, what we're giving away, when we're giving away. Everything will be in that video. So if you don't have the bell on the channel, be sure to do so you can make sure you don't miss out on that. Like I said, I will make a post on the community tab to do so. And also tomorrow at
2:30 is the ball game, so I'll be on about
2:30. Okay, so about 2:15 tomorrow. If you are a college basketball guy, and I know Dabney and Chris in here are 1,000. Gotcha. Sorry.
Hey, I wish it was 100K, Kathy.
Yeah, I mixed everything up in one sentence, but the IU basketball guys, if any of you guys are in here other than Chris and Dabney and are listening, or if you guys just enjoy listening to those basketball games, that will be live at about 2:15 tomorrow. I know most of you guys are west of us, so it'll be a little bit earlier than that. But if you want to swing by, say hello, hang out with him, it should be a really great game against Maryland. Fingers crossed. So that is the most the upcoming, and obviously Sunday we have the championship games. We still have a little bit of details to work out with that because I thought we had everything squared away, and I have learned that we have nothing squared away. So we've got a little bit of details to work out on that. You can blame that guy. If I wake up in time for it, I'll be here. Sounds good, Nathan. Yeah, for sure. Is Burrow gonna pull this off tomorrow? Well, I hope he puts it on tomorrow, so Sunday he can ball out. I really want to see Burrow have a fantastic game. Look, I'm riding with the Chiefs. They're my pick to win. They're who I want to win. I'm so happy with the Bengals season thus far. I couldn't have asked for a better season from them. Maybe them losing to the Chiefs in the regular season, that would have made me a little bit happier from my end, but I'm so stoked. They clinched the division. They won a playoff game. They won a road playoff. Anything can happen as long as no one gets hurt, and I'm fine with it. But I have to take the Chiefs still. Good morning, Puppet. If you're just waking up, man, you must have had a really nice after work nap, and I respect that. But so what we have the basketball game tomorrow. Sunday, the championship games, details to be announced. And Monday, I don't think we have any plans for the channel, which is when we'll be working on most likely that giveaway video. So Tuesday or Wednesday is when I would say expect that. And then Wednesday/Thursday, Friday, we wanted to do this earlier in the week, but we had a lot of different stream type things with his other channel and everything. But we'll get into our Super Bowl preview, or we might wait till next week because we got 2 weeks. And if you guys feel like talking about the Pro Bowl, we can come in here and talk about the Pro Bowl as much as you want. I don't know how I feel about it just yet.
I'm more interested in the Senior Bowl than I am the Pro Bowl.
The Senior Bowl?
Yeah, where the NFL coaches go down and coach the college kids.
Oh, I just pictured a bunch of senior
geriatrics playing football with canes and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know where my brain went. We also got the Puppy Bowl, man. Can't forget about that. No work for me. Sick game. What's up, Dave? NFC has a good-looking coach for the Pro Bowl. Is it LaFleur?
I'm sure it is.
Or we can party during the Pro Bowl. We can party. I mean, whatever you guys you want to do. We're doing the Q&A the night before the Pro Bowl. We do love the Puppy Bowl. I've been following the stats, like each puppy that's in the Puppy Bowl. There's a couple of them I didn't agree with losing, but what can you do? My one vote couldn't change their mind. Puppy Master says you summoned me.
Puppy Master, there he is. I was thinking about my dum-dum, but he's sleeping.
Pro Bowl should be changed to just a skills competition. I agree. I absolutely hate the idea of the actual Pro Bowl game. Like, what if you tear your ACL, you know? Like, in a Pro Bowl game, it does not matter other than it being an accolade in your career. I hate that. Like, the skills challenge, absolutely love, because we get to watch Lamar Jackson, you know, have accuracy that's worse than a wide receiver. You know, it's fun for me. I love those. I love those challenges, but the game itself, I could do without. And Josh Allen already opted out of it. He said, the way I play quarterbacks, hard on my body, and I am declining the invitation, and I'm going to rest and heal up. And, I really respect his decision to do that.
Well, back in the day, it meant something in that game. The guys played because it meant something. Now it's just, it doesn't have no meaning. It's worthless. It's like the NBA All-Star game.
Lamar's accuracy that year was great, dude. Yeah, Jarvis Landry was out there getting more points than him.
Yeah, they ought to make all the Pro Bowlers go do the punt, pass, and kick challenge.
On the top of the head, does anyone have any idea in the divisional round or championship round the most sacks a winning quarterback took in the game? Well, I'm going to say Burrow's pretty close, if not the top. I'm pretty sure they set the record as most sacks in a playoff game.
The record was 8 before, and it was a Philadelphia Eagles quarterback, and I can't think of his name right now. Donovan McNabb.
I was going to say, for some reason, my brain went to Cunningham, but McNabb is...
I'm pretty sure that's right, and that was 8. I think 9 was a record.
Yeah, Josh is a Pro Bowl all by himself. Dude, look, I can't like the Bills because I'm a Chiefs fan, and now all of a sudden this is a big rivalry now. But Josh Allen's a stud, and I've been backing him since he started his career, even when this one was kind of dumping on him a little bit.
Hey, Alex, just thinking about it really fast, since we are kind of prognosticating today and stuff like that, do you realize that this may become, the 3 teams that I'm thinking about here may become the ultimate AFC rivalry for the next 10 to 15 years?
I want to put 4. I want to add Justin Herbert into that mix.
And then the other thing I wanted to tell you, what happens if Aaron Rodgers goes to the AFC West next year? How hard is that division?
Or North.
North division. How hard is that going to be?
Nutty. Look, the NFC is going to look wimpy next year if that's the case. Comparative to starting QBs. Found you via Grassy Stream. Go Chiefs. Thanks for coming in, Holly. Thanks for the $10. We appreciate your support, and go Chiefs for real. This guy thinks the Bengals are going to win the Super Bowl.
Hey, you gotta stick by your team, right, Holly? You gotta support.
Nah, no, I love the Bengals, man. I really do. But like I said, you gotta stick by your team. I love my boys.
It'll be like when the AFC West when it was all them shootout games back in the day. It used to be that way.
All AFC West will be 53-45. Is that Holly Hundo?
God dang it, puppet. Bro.
Are you Holly Hundo on Grassy's stream? Because I am familiar with that. I'm not as integrated with his channel as most everybody is, but I do know that name, and that man's incredible. So much love for that.
It is Holly Hundo. That's what she said.
Also, Puppet, we love you, man. I'm gonna make sure to send you some cheesecake, dude, for real.
Hey, all you and you know what? I'll just say, because I want what I did today. I want to do for the initial group in here. So everybody that's in here today, make sure you drop Alex an email. Anybody that's in here tonight that sends Alex an email it's in the bloodlines at gmail.com. Come next week, I will send you out our first and only holographic channel stickers. You guys will all be recipients. So you all send the email, and I will send out our first holographic stickers for our channel.
I put it in the chat.
Right on.
If the Bengals win, I'll root for him in the Super Bowl, but I hope it doesn't come to that. We live very, very close to Cincinnati, and he grew up, he's a diehard long term, and that's what I was raised around. So if the Chiefs lose, I'm backing the Bengals 100%. And that's if the Chiefs had lost to Buffalo, I was backing the Bengals 100% because they were going to have a very tough challenge against Buffalo or Kansas City. I mean, I don't know, but for sure.
I mean, you got to say that Kansas City didn't limp into this game. They went into this game with a head of steam.
I think Kansas City is the most healthy team left in the playoffs.
I agree.
My Raiders will be back as long as Davis don't F up. I agree. I wholeheartedly agree, and I've been hearing a lot of rumors of free agency, and we're not going to get into an ounce of free agency today. We'll probably do like a weekly free agency talk stream, and we'll probably post some actual videos as well. But yeah, we're definitely going to dive deep and hard into all of free agency. It's so funny when people recognize me from other channels. See, the name Holly clicked a bell as soon as you said Grossi, but I probably wouldn't have put it together if Shinks hadn't said, "Is thou Holly Hundo?"
Dude, I see your name on the bottom of his stream all the time, and that's spectacular.
We definitely appreciate you stopping by. It moved the world. I owe a lot of thanks, and I try to show as much support to Grossi as I can because that man he does wonderful things, and he deserves every ounce of recognition as he's growing the ladder right now.
For sure.
Oh, what's up, Rob? Nice to see you, man. Out of the Final Four, how could you not root for the Bengals? I'm a Steeler diehard, and I'm rooting for them. Well, see, okay, this is kind of my logic. And I'm only an AFC fan for the most part. Like, I like teams, certain players from the NFC, but I don't, support them. But I feel like if your team gets eliminated and one of your division rivals are one of the last ones left, I feel like it's only right to root for them. Because, you're supporting your division by supporting them. I don't like the Steelers, man, and I have not my whole life. Like I said, when I was born, I'm pretty sure my dad whispered in my ear, "You're gonna hate the Steelers forever," and that was the first words ever said to me. But when it comes down to it, you gotta support your neighbors when you've lost. I'm predicting Chiefs win big.
Well, wow, Rob, that really helps my Bengals opportunity out, considering. Hey, you got Tampa Bay on your side, Alex.
I don't feel good about that. I feel like bad things are about to happen at Tampa Bay, and that's for another day. But I feel good that Rob is on my side.
That's really a topic that can take 2 hours because they've been. All right,
I'm gonna post the email across the banner.
Yeah, or put it. I guess I could have went and put it in the.
Okay. Here's our email right here. Anybody that is in the chat right now, if you send us an email, we've got new. I got Puppets and I got Shinks for sure. If you send an email to us, just so
What's
they're
your
all
address?
together, you're going to get the first limited edition It's in the Blood holographic stickers. I said I'm going to get you some cheesecake. I don't know how to get it there yet. I can't send it in the mail because you said picking up mail is too expensive.
Alex, hey, I got it figured out. As soon as he sends an email and tells us where he lives, I'll find a bakery that delivers and I'll have somebody bring it to him.
All right, we got you, Puppet. We'll get you some cheesecake. What kind of cheesecake you like?
Can't go wrong with cherry, bro.
Cherry is the best. But, you know, I've been promising Puppet cheesecake for like 2 months now, so. He said, are you sharing? Plus, the Bengals don't even have an indoor facility. They're old school and straight ghetto for life, and you got to appreciate that. For sure. I can't believe it, and I feel like in the next couple years, they're going to get upgraded just because they finally have life in their city for the first time in 31 years, for the most part. And, but yeah, definitely. I can't believe they're still practicing outside. But the Chiefs have an indoor and outdoor facility because I went to Kansas City during a weekday during football season, and like I was like, Arrowhead's up on a hill, and you like start climbing the hill, and it's just like a side building into the side of the hill, but there's like a whole outside part of it too. And so I got to like see some of them practice. So they do practice outside too, but they get a lot of snow, sometimes, not all the time, but like I hope there's snow this weekend there.
Said the game is going to be like 40 degrees.
40? That's disappointing. I want snow. We're not getting any snow in LA in the Super Bowl, so.
Yep.
If anyone cares, does anyone remember that 2018 KC Rams game? I definitely remember that game. That was insane. Jared Goff versus Patrick Mahomes, one of the greatest games of all time. Can you believe that? I cannot. But 54-51 in what was said the future of football.
Tired of seeing snow. I don't like snow either, Nathan. I want summertime.
Oh, Rob sent us an email. I was like, whose email is that? But it had Tampa Bay in the name, so I was like, should have known. Don't make my head explode tonight. Let's just have an off season before I know that Brady is gone. LOL. I'm tired of seeing snow too, because you want to know, all right, little quick story time. I couldn't sleep last night, so I got about 2 hours of sleep before I worked all day today. But at like 4:30, 5:30 in the morning, it had been snowing all night. And I was like, I am not going to want to clean my car in the morning when I go. So I went and I cleaned my whole car off. It hadn't snowed in 2 hours. Cleaned it off, made it look nice, ready to go for the next day. I woke up this morning and there was double the amount of snow on my car than when I went to sleep, and I was mad. So your first email sent to In the Bloodlines. Well, Puppet and Shinks B, but you guys are among the first.
Those stickers are supposed to arrive on February the 7th, and I will send them out abruptly thereafter.
All right, so I've gotten Shinks, Puppet, Rob, and Nathan Richardson so far. So if anybody else wants some stickers from us, send us an email right here, and we will send them out your way. Does anybody think that the current OT rules need to be changed? Just curious. I thought so, but I don't think so now. Like, Kansas City tried to propose it, and, you know, at the time I was like, maybe they're right. Maybe they're right. But people only complain about it when it would have benefited them. And so they don't complain about it any other time. And so I feel like they should just stay.
I kind of like the idea of the rule change for the playoffs.
Yeah, see, Dave said, you know the rules when you start the game. That's how I feel. All right, I got Tim's email. But I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like, Or, I don't know. Go Bengals, boo Chiefs. What's up, Kenneth? Go Chiefs. Chiefs by 50.
God dang it, no way.
And when I say that, I just mean Chiefs to cover the spread. You have 60 minutes to win, then you have to deal with it. I'm cool with that.
Gotcha,
Yeah,
Tim.
the Bills were one of the teams that voted for it.
Well,
all right, I got Miss Holly Hundo's email. I hate overtime games being won or lost on the overtime coin toss. That's true. There's only one team that's ever won the toss and lost the game, and that was because of the biggest no call in NFL history. Is the only reason they lost.
New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, Drew Brees' chance.
Yeah. What happens? I mean, what do you think the competition committee is going to look like in March if one of these two games, the same stuff happens again before the Super Bowl? That phone is going to be ringing off the hook for a rules change. You wait and see. Not that I say that it should or will, but it's going to. If it happens one more time this year, that is going to be a big topic of conversation for rules when they do go to talk when the competition committee meets in March.
I think do better. like I'm with Dave on this one. Like he's got a very straightforward and rules are rules, follow the rules and get over it. If you lose, you lose. It sounds harsh, but I agree with it.
Yeah, the more you say it, the more you're right.
Either way, you still have 4 quarters to win a game.
Yeah, I think with the coin toss is the only thing that's that's legitimately the only fair shot you have left at that point. So yeah, I guess you're right.
Dave said, how many times has Aaron Rodgers not gotten the ball back? I lose more than anyone. Bengals all the way, tighten up. I feel like as a Titans fan, I'm surprised that you're choosing the Bengals either way.
I think they're going to support the team that beat them on the field.
I feel like this one's a tough one for the Raiders fans, and Nathan might be different, but they got beat by the Bengals, and the Chiefs beat them in the regular season.
Dude, I don't know. That's the thing, man, is that that's why everybody's so anxious for that coin toss, and a lot of times teams don't go out and score a touchdown. They may only get a field goal. So
yeah, a lot of times that does happen. Now, in the Buffalo-Kansas City game, I was going to be mad if they didn't take shots at the end zone. Puppet. Packs versus Cards OT championship still makes me cry, but everyone freaking out because Jair didn't get a chance to play. Welcome to the club, Bucko. Oh, yeah, first Hundo in the chat. Boom. Holly who? First of all, no disrespect to Holly, man, but Puppet.
Dude, that's totally unnecessary, bro.
It was very. We love you guys.
That's awesome. Thank you, Puppet. That's all I can say.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Puppet. We'll get you squared away. Old rule only required a field goal. See, I didn't like that. I like the first person to score a touchdown wins. I feel like they should just make it like college overtime, man. First team to score and the other team to not score on their next drive. You score a field goal. If the other team goes down and scores at least a field goal, you go again. A field goal shouldn't win you the game. From the playoff ticket cost. Dude, I respect that. I bought playoff tickets for the Chiefs last year, and I live 8 hours away, so that's a bit of a... I just finished paying them off in December. I bought 4. Puppet Hundo. Puppanindo. But, yeah, I just think if a team goes down and scores a field goal, you go down. If you score a touchdown, you win. If you score a field goal, they go back down. If they score a touchdown, if the other team doesn't come back and score a touchdown, I like that, But the rules are set how they are, and now that they're set the way they are, I just don't think they should change. Now, Has it hurt my team in the past? Yes. Tom Brady beat me because Patrick Mahomes never got the football. And that's on the Chiefs defense. But, same thing. It has benefited and hurt me. And either way, I still feel the same way about it.
Yeah, I agree. Because most people that complain about a rule is because of the rule went against them. So that shouldn't be the reason why you complain against a rule. That makes the rule better, honestly. I mean, to me.
They should just play a whole fifth quarter. I kind of like that too. Just finish out the 15 minutes.
10.
Or 10 minutes, whatever it is. Just play it out.
I don't know.
I just don't think a field goal should win it unless you kick a field goal and the other team isn't able to put up any points. Like, that is the only time I think a field goal should win it. It seems like a cheap win, almost. Unless the other team can't do it, then it's more than acceptable. But I really feel like there's no debate. Just leave it as it is and move on. Or just 5 minutes, no field goals allowed. All right, I like that one too.
No field goals allowed.
Oh, kind of like soccer, how they do PKs. You just have a shootout and whoever kicks the longest one wins.
You get
we
4
start at
downs
the 35.
You get 4 downs from the 20. You get what you get on 4 plays.
College OT rules are too easy for the NFL. Oh yeah, I don't want to see it 10 times overtime in the NFL. These guys are getting paid millions of dollars. I don't want them to waste their bodies on one game. Unless it was like the Super Bowl, of course, which that would happen, right? If they only kicked field goals.
That's going to be, you know what? That is going to be a huge topic going forward. I mean, because people are going to want that.
Remember the XFL? Yeah, dude, it'll be back next year, and I'm ready for it. I know Dave likes the XFL, the St. Louis Battlehawks.
That's a cool name.
Definitely need to review that taunting rule. Absolutely. I feel like unless it actually causes a fight, if it causes a fight, then that is considered taunting. But other than that, just let them go.
The NFL's back and forth. They want emotion because it gets the crowd into the game and it sparks ratings. Then they don't want emotion because they think that you're trying to, I just wish they would let it go. As long as he doesn't touch him, he can do just about whatever he wants.
There, exactly. Also, Holly, thanks for chilling in here for a few with us. You said playoff tickets, so it kind of insinuates that you are going to the game this weekend. If you are, be safe and have a lot of fun because we definitely envy you. We were going to make the trip, but we couldn't make any decisions on I couldn't make the decision on what I wanted to do. But peace signs and pointing shouldn't be taunting 100%. CeeDee Lamb, Tyreek Hill, I'm looking at those guys. But thanks so much for coming in here. Hopefully the Chiefs win so you can come back and say hey and celebrate with me getting ready for the Super Bowl. But okay. I do love the Bengals, but hang on. This one's for
Dave, I agree with that wholeheartedly, bro. You know what? In regular season, no overtime. You tied.
Yes, I'm going on Sunday. I'll catch up with you afterward. Absolutely. I'm excited to hear how it is.
Yeah. Shoot some video for us, Holly. Why don't you shoot some video and then and put it on like a Google Drive and let Alex play it in here.
For sure. If that's what you want to do. But
for sure.
Have a great time, Holly. We appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Day all day. I do have a huge Bengals flag standing next to me that someone gave me as a gift a long time ago. But it came from a Bengals game in I would say 2010 probably. Love y'all. This donut button finna be bad for me. Great for y'all, bad for me. But anyway, about to go. Well, because hungry game. Boo, Chiefs, Bengals all day. Okay, anybody that is in here that already sent emails, you said February 7th, the stickers will arrive and will be sent out that week.
Day. Yeah,
the next day straight to you guys. And anybody who is just joining us or hasn't gotten the chance to, if you send an email to this email right here, you're going to get the It's in the Blood first ever holographic stickers. And we're going to share them to anybody who sends an email today.
Yeah, so just in case anybody doesn't know, it's going to be this sticker in the holographic form.
The holographic stickers are actually sick, by the way.
Yeah. The computer that makes them didn't like the design because of the way it was set up, but they look great.
If the Bengals win the Super Bowl, are you gonna get a tattoo?
Yeah.
I'll get it with you.
Yeah, we'll get something. We'll have something designed up. I'll get a tattoo if the Bengals win the Super Bowl.
I saw that somebody had a full tattoo of Joe Burrow's face, and it said Joe underneath of it. It looked it was ridiculous. It was almost as ridiculous as when the Ravens beat the Chiefs this year, and that guy got the score tattooed on his leg. I was like, oh, let's see how far that got you, man. They won their Super Bowl. Jon Snow. Joe face tattoo. Yeah, so I'll get Hudo right across my forehead if the Bengals win the Super Bowl. I'm just kidding. No face tattoo. I had too much cinnamon toast.
Had too much cinnamon toast. That sounds good, Nathan. You know what sounds good for food right now? French toast. That's what I'm making.
Bad. I got some. We went to the grill section at Walmart. We look at everything when we go to Walmart, and that's why we're there for 62 hours at a time. But in the grill section with all their seasonings, they had a breakfast seasoning, and it was a cinnamon toast crunch seasoning for breakfast foods. And so we have that to put on French toast or on pancakes or whatever. I have my eyes tattooed in the Packers logo. Part of me believes you, Dave.
Hey, Dave's that kind of guy, though, right?
French toast, heavy syrup, and bacon for dinner. Now, how about some maple bacon with some syrup on top of it? I got a gang of Chinese takeout. I got a gang of Chinese takeout on Wednesday. It'll probably last me until Sunday. I have to get some Chinese food this week or I might die.
I think that's what I'm getting tomorrow.
How is Ryan Polos? Which Ryan are you talking about? Because you asked me about him yesterday or the day before, and I told you about him.
He's talking about the player guy from Kansas City that went to be GM in Chicago.
Yeah, we talked about him yesterday.
He's a great recruiter. He's really good at spotting out talent. He's young. He's going to bring a different type of energy over there. Ryan Pace.
I think he'll be good for Chicago. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, but the fan base won't care. If he goes in the first draft pick he makes as somebody you guys don't like, it'll be doom and gloom for the next 3 years. That's all that you'll hear from Chicago.
I think so too.
Chicago's fan base is just never happy.
But for sure, we'll definitely get into all of the moves that have already happened, predicting the moves in the future, all of that kind of stuff will definitely be on the way. He's in Chicago now, so he will fail. I hope not. I do like that guy. He got drafted by the Chicago Bears. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yep, that's how he started his football-related career. He was drafted by the Chicago Bears. The Bears will forever be in a coffin where they belong.
There will always be 85. Here's the thing. Here, I watch this. I'm going to go ahead and play devil's advocate really fast. So the first thing he does is he picks Eberflus, the defensive coordinator for Indy.
I kind of like that pickup, though.
Yeah, but it looks good, but the red zone defense is 26th. There's a lot of outstanding stats on that. Fourth quarter defense is like 23rd about points in the fourth quarter. There's a lot of things about their defense that isn't as good as what it looks. And although I love Matt Eberflus, I think he's a great coordinator or a good coordinator. Indianapolis is not sad to see him go.
Nah, I agree with you there.
If you just check out their defensive stats this year, and you will see some things on there that makes you feel, yeah, that's the main thing, Chris, right there. Justin Fields needs a very competent OC and quarterback coach to get him to where he needs to be.
What's up, Lindsay?
He was a DC at Mizzou winning games 56-45. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, at least you were still winning. You may have given up 45, but at least you were still winning.
And the Giants took Buffalo's OC. I thought that was pretty solid.
Plus, they did a classic Bears, hire a defensive head coach when they have a QB to develop. Yeah, you're right about that, Dabney, about the Colts, man. Like, there are a lot of issues, and I blame a lot of their issues still on Carson Wentz, but there were some questionable, end of games, or they would start games really bad, play catch up, and, get close to winning. Also, Lindsay, if you want a holographic in the blood sticker, and they're the first and potentially only that we will have, just send us an email at this email, and on February 7th, when we get them in the mail, we're going to send them out to everybody that sends us an email tonight.
See, Nathan, and that's kind of what's funny about that is that I don't necessarily agree with that either, because Daboll's going in there to coach the Giants, but I don't think Daniel Jones is a bad quarterback. I think he's just.
I think, their GM or whoever straight up came out and said, "We've done everything possible to screw this kid up." That's exactly what he said.
That was the owner. Yeah.
The owner. Yeah. He said, "We've done everything possible to screw this kid up, and now we're going to try to fix it." I think Daboll is a good fit.
Yeah, I think they'll give Daniel Jones this year to make improvements, but he's improved. I just don't think he's a bad quarterback. I just think he's been in a horrible situation. Dabney, I'm glad.
Oh yeah, I hate the prevent defense. I wish that was just not a thing.
Dabney, I'm glad you kind of see it the way I did, because a lot of people were, talking very high about him being that head coach. I think that just kind of may have set Chicago back a little bit again, honestly. Jay Cutler, man.
Isn't Daniel Jones the fastest QB? I'm pretty sure that is actually correct. Remember when he ran like 90 yards and then tripped at the end? Poor guy. He had his moment stolen by his own feet.
Remember when he tried to go into the end zone and he lowered his helmet, and your one little friend thought, and he got hit in the helmet when he went in head first, thought that should be a defensive penalty when he got the concussion?
Yeah. Yeah, see, I'm kind of leery about it. He could be a Darnold, but he could be,
I think Martindale's a good choice. I think his year was just horrible this year because of injury.
It's because he opened his mouth about Joe Burrow.
Mike Zimmer and Vic Fangio are probably going to be head coaches. You know what, Dabney? I'll tell you who would probably be the best defensive coordinator if they could get him back into the NFL is Marvin Lewis.
I don't know. I'd probably take Zimmer, honestly. I kind of want Zimmer to come back to Cincy.
I think Zimmer's going to be a head coach still. He's got a pretty solid record for the time he spent in Minnesota as a head coach, and that was his first head coaching job.
I know, but I'd like to see him be a DC for a team that I like.
He was the DC at Cincinnati. We didn't give up points.
That's what I'm saying. If we didn't give up points, we I don't know. I just feel like I like that option.
Vic Fangio is a solid fit there if he doesn't get a head coaching job.
I feel like Fangio would be a nice guy to have as your DC also, though. I know he didn't do great, but, like, I've been saying this, like, they're just a quarterback away and, from being a good team. That's why Aaron Rodgers could probably take them to the Super Bowl immediately. But the thing about them is, like, they just need some veteran leadership. And I think Fangio struggled with having a team full of 22-year-olds, like, it's hard, when you don't have, they lost Von Miller this year, they don't have very many veterans left on that team.
That everybody wants to go younger now, but those three guys that you just mentioned there, are still winners. Vic Fangio almost pulled off a winning record as a head coach in Denver with no real quarterback. Mike Zimmer, if it wasn't for bad luck, he would have had no luck this year. Has an overall winning record as a head coach in Minnesota.
Honestly,
and Martindale's a stud. I mean,
I know there's a lot of Packers fans in here, and I know you guys hate the Vikings. I know you hate the Bears more, but you hate the Vikings. But the Vikings have a great team. I just don't know what it keeps going wrong with them. And everyone's going to say that the Kirk Cousins contract, and yeah, that might be part of it. But, I mean, Kirk Cousins can, he was leading the league in the turnover touchdown ratio. It was like 21-2 or something like that, for the most of the first 3 quarters of the season. And, I just feel like 1, 2, 3 plays away from having a successful season. Vaughn to the Raiders or Adams. I feel like Adams has been the biggest talk because he's like BFFs with Derek Carr.
Yeah, and here you go. When
McCarron maybe?
Who's that?
He said not McCown. Who was it? Was it McCarron? AJ McCarron?
Oh, was it? No. No, it was Sam Bradford, right?
He had Bradford, I thought. I know Bradford was with the Rams, wasn't he?
I think Bradford was the coach, was the guy in Minnesota when they went like 12-4 that year. I have to look.
Eric's sleeping with the enemy. I hope not until Andy Reid retires. Either that, Case Keenum.
Dave, that's right.
But I hope he sticks it out until Reid retires, and I'll be happy if he just stays and becomes the KC head coach. Either that, or he's just a really, really bad interview. That could be it too. 2 years in a row and no one's taken him. I think he's an excellent offensive coordinator, and I think he'll do fairly well as a first-time head coach.
Yeah, Mike Zimmer's record as the Minnesota Vikings head coach is 57-38-1. That's a .600 winning percentage for his 6 years in the NFL. I know a lot of teams that would take that record hands down over 6 seasons, especially in a division with Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, yeah, it's not easy, but you also have a division with the Lions.
Well, I mean, you take the good with the bad, right? The Bears have been a playoff team several years of there.
Yeah, with Matt Nagy. Can you imagine that?
Worst coach ever, if you hear it be told. Just wait. His head's going to reemerge somewhere. He might be an OC for a while, but he'll reemerge. Dysfunctional ownership at the Chicago.
Zimmer to the Saints? I kind of like that.
It would be a really good fit.
What about Fangio?
That's another good fit.
I hope they bring Jameis back. All right, I don't want to get too much further into this off-season talk because we've got a lot of time to talk about all of that.
Yeah,
and there's stuff that we mentioned today that I want to dive deeper into. But Chiefs, Niners.
Bengals, Rams.
I love that we split that completely. Like, And that was non-intentional by any means. But I love that we split that like so much. Just because it makes it more competitive these next two games, even though they're going to be really good games in my opinion.
Right. He's blowing my brain away. Chris, I got to agree with you there. I think Eric is going to stay and take over for Andy Reid when he retires, just like I believe the OC.
I hope he brings Alex Smith on when he does.
Quarterbacks coach.
I'm fine with that. I don't care what kind of coach. He could be the water boy coach for all I matter. As long as he's on the roster, man.
Chiefs and Rams because you'll hate it the most. That's funny, Dave.
Chiefs, Niners.
We'll see. If Alex goes 3-0 over the last three, and the only playoff loss is because she was too stubborn to pick the Tampa Bay Bucks over Philadelphia, that's saying something. That's definitely really good insights this season. So you'll have to give her props no matter what.
Just saying.
Are we ready to wrap it up?
I'm ready to roll. Everybody who's going to be up in the morning or afternoon, depending on your time zone, 2:30 West Coast time. That'll be like, I don't know, like 10 a.m. to Puppet. But, okay, so if Casey advanced, Alex, or Bengals advanced, Shane, let's play Would You Rather. Would you rather have Rams or 49ers? Most Bengals fans would say 49ers in a heartbeat. But I think history, don't lie, if the Bengals and 49ers line up again, I feel like the 49ers will win. So, for the Bengals' sake, I would say Rams. I would say Rams all day. The 49ers smacked the Bengals around this season already.
They didn't really smack them around. They won the game.
They won the game, and they didn't allow them to put up, like, any points other than a field goal in the first half. Like,
I would rather play the Niners any day of the week.
Rank the Final Four on paper real quick. KC, Rams, Niners, Bengals. And I'm not showing no love to the Bengals. I just think they're the youngest team on the roster.
Yeah, I would only switch that just a little bit.
You're gonna put the Niners at 4, aren't you?
I put the Niners at 4.
Nah. KC, Rams, Niners, Bengals. And you know, if this was 2 years into the future and the Bengals have been with this same team, they would be probably at number 2 right now.
Cheering for an earthquake to take out California. Just don't let my players be out there yet after they win Sunday.
That's true. But everybody, we'll see you tomorrow. If we don't see you tomorrow, we'll see you Saturday. And if we don't see you Saturday, be on the lookout for our 1,000 subscriber giveaway video that is coming very, very soon. Everybody that sent us a super chat tonight, and thank you so much for making our first night of having super chats one to remember. I'm definitely forever grateful. I can't wait to see what this channel, the future, holds with everybody. And also, if you have not done so yet, if you want some holographic stickers, send an email to this Gmail account, and on February 8th, we will be sending them your way. Thanks again to everyone in here, the IU guys, Chris and Dabney, Tim, Shinks, Nathan, Dave. I know Kathy's gone. Jimmy G is the weakest QB left, for sure. But anybody else, Lindsay is in here. Also, if you haven't submitted your Pick'em Challenge picks and you are in that, go make sure you do so before Sunday. We've got something. If anybody can come back and beat me, we've got something special for you. And if not, I will pick a winner out of the, the top guys and do something. But we love you guys so much. If I said Sunday, I'm getting everything confused because we've got a stream Saturday and we've got a stream Sunday. So if I did say that, I'm sorry. But yes, Saturday basketball, Sunday football. We will see you guys all on one of those days. We love you so much. Thank you, and see you later.
Peace. Later, Nathan.